Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drinkwing Gaming and something on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Repeat, Owen's Path. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! You don't say. The cascade of paper cranes rustled as if in agreement. I get pretty tired when I do this, but I guess I can take another shot. I fiddled with the camera hanging from my neck and pointed at the massive paper in the room. If it meant helping Owen, another quick memory dive wouldn't hurt. Here goes nothing. Everyone was gone. Questions clawed at the back of my mind. No answers came. Secrets, secrets, secrets. What good are they when you're dead? Who are you? Who am... I huddled in the blankets of my... Ugh. I huddled in the blankets of my mom's bed, closed off from the rest of the world. She was here just a few days ago. Now she's gone. Uncle Graham disappeared too. We haven't seen him for weeks. I don't understand. Why do things keep going wrong? Samuel never answered any of my questions. He never did. Did he miss Mom and Uncle Graham as much as I did, or was he too busy keeping secrets to care? I'm growing tired. There was a knock at the door, and Samuel slowly peeked inside. Hey, kid. You doing all right in there? His voice sounded ragged, as though he had been crying, too. I didn't answer him. I pulled the sheets closer and huddled into a tighter ball in my mother's bed. There were footsteps as Samuel walked over and tried to pat me on the head. I recoiled back. Samuel, can I ask you some questions? Samuel sighed tiredly, like he always did when I brought this up. I pushed further. Who are you, really? Samuel stayed silent. No answer, as usual. Tried again. Why do people keep trying to hurt me and Mom? Who are they? No answer. Why did Mom have to die? Look, kid. Samuel rubbed the bridge of his nose, his one good eye squeezed shut in a poor attempt to hide his grief. I know it's a hard thing to hear, but your mother never wanted you to know these things. So I'm gonna respect her wishes. I think it's best if... My mother is dead! Something inside me snapped. I threw off the covers and landed heavily on my feet. My mother is dead, and I have no idea why. My mother is dead, and I'm being told not to ask questions. Tears threatened to escape from my eyes as I shouted blindly into the room. Who am I really? Why do people want me dead? Samuel snarled, his one sleep-deprived eye snapping with frustration. Finding out the truth doesn't always work out for the best. What makes you so sure of that? I hardly know my own life. What is so wrong with wanting some answers? Look, kid, this isn't the sort of thing I tell you when you're older. What difference will that make? Everyone's already dead. Samuel's frustration finally got the better of him. He snarled. You're not the only one who lost someone, kid. I lost my family too. Well, you can lose one more. I'm leaving. Where the hell do you think you're going? I was already halfway through the door. The paper cranes hanging above our heads suddenly seemed to spring to life, spiraling through the room as though caught by a freak wind. I turned back toward Samuel, breathless and weeping. Somebody out there has the answers I'm looking for. If I can't get them from my own family, I'll get them from someone else. I slammed the door shut behind me and weakly fell to my knees. My breath was ragged as I knelt over and let out a broken feral scream. I was tired. So tired. I want my life back. I want my family back. My eyes snapped open as I found myself lying prone on the bedroom floor. The paper cranes fluttered above me patiently as I struggled to sit upright. Adrian, you alright? Did you see what Owen's wish was? I nodded numbly and rubbed my head. Yeah, I did. But I'm not sure if I can help Owen with something so, vague. He said he wants his family back, but I'm not sure there's a way I can help him with that when his family is dead. I'm just one person. How am I supposed to help? Layla hummed lightly, their wings fluttering against the walls. I strained my ears against the silence. I swear I could almost hear a faint little voice. There's more to this family than meets the eye. Each have left secrets and ambitions that lasted beyond the grave. Owen will never find peace in this family until each of those secrets have been brought to light. Will you help us uncover them? I pressed my hand gently against the camera hanging from my neck. It felt very warm. I'll do my best. For Owen. The paper cranes in the room slowly stopped fluttering, the house becoming silent once more. This is a family built upon lies and good intentions. Owen will not like what he finds. Kid, you doing okay? I blinked and nearly jumped out of my skin as Samuel waved a hand in front of my face. I'm alive! A huge yawn escaped my throat as I sat up straight at the breakfast table. Once again, Samuel proved to be an excellent cook. I was going to miss having a butler serving me at every meal. My mind wandered back to all the information I gathered last night. It was hard to believe Samuel was such a dangerous man in the past. It was even harder to believe that bloody fights had broken out in this very kitchen. This definitely sounds like some Final Fantasy 15 music. I love Final Fantasy 15. And to think this family could be keeping more secrets from Owen. My head hurt just wondering about it. I stared at Samuel's back absent-mindedly. To think this man was once a killer. Now he's cooking breakfast for me in an eerily empty house. It's hard to believe this was the man that raised Owen. I suddenly blinked at Samuel, and then rubbed my eyes, staring again. What's wrong, kid? What's wrong, kiddo? There's something on my face. Don't you see the thing on your shoulder? Samuel raised an eyebrow and dusted himself off absent-mindedly. Is there a stain on my shirt? Damn. Just got this dry cleaned earlier. So he couldn't see it. The ghostly paper crane perched on Samuel's shoulder, fluttering its wings serenely without a care in the world. It was definitely a piece of Owen's wish, but I wondered what it was doing with Samuel. There was a soft clink as Samuel set down a dish on the kitchen table. What's with that 1,000-yard stare you're wearing? Looked like you need another coffee. I blinked and shook my head furiously. Now that I wasn't looking directly at it, the ghostly paper crane faded from view like wispy heat waves on a summer day. Sorry, got distracted for a bit. Another exhausted yawn escaped me as I poked at my half-finished bacon. Actually, yeah, another coffee sounds good. Those bags under your eyes seem to agree. Did you not sleep well last night? Maybe I should change the sheets in the guest room again. I smiled gratefully as Samuel poured me another cup of coffee. No, it's fine. The thunder and rain kept me up, that's all. And I also snooped around the house and invaded your privacy, but he didn't need to know that. Samuel hummed cheerfully as he collected my dishes. He looked rather excited today. Finally get to see the kid again after so long. I wonder what kind of person he's grown into. Hey, Adrian. You're good friends with Owen, right? Think you can sum up what kind of man he's become? I chewed on my fork thoughtfully. What's the best way to describe Owen, anyway? He really sucks at flirting. What do you mean? Oh god, you don't know? Owen's one big wannabe playboy now. He tried hitting on me like 5 seconds after we met with the cheesiest pickup line I've ever heard. Then a few days later, he got roasted by his roommate for groping him all the time. He flaunts his good looks, but he has no idea how to properly flirt for someone's attention. Like a big gay peacock. Oh boy, I really should haven't given that kid dating advice back in the day. Who the hell did he even learn this from? They must have been a horrible influence. It's like they think if they flail their figurative dick around, they'll get all the ladies and guys. Owen could have been the perfect man, but now he's cursed and influenced by garbage flirting skills. Yeah, who could that possibly be? I don't have a clue. Must have been a pretty bad influence, though. Anyway, Adrian, are you all packed up? We should get you back to school soon. He's trying to slide away on the floor. But I haven't finished my bacon. Chop chop, your education waits for no one. Oh, wait up! After breakfast, Samuel stuffed a helmet onto my head and drove me back to Gerania on his hideous motorbike. The old bike spluttered in protest as Samuel barreled through the city like a madman, whooping gleefully at every turn. My stomach was also whooping, with despair as I clung on for dear life. By the time we skidded to a halt at Gerania's doors, I felt the bacon threatening to escape my throat. Gerania ho! It's been a while since I've been back here. This place hasn't changed a bit, has it? I don't know. Everything looks a bit green and blurry today. I stumbled off the motorbike before politely vomiting into a nearby trash can. Nearby visitors and parents took one look at me and retreated in disgust. Samuel laughed and patted my head in comfort. I don't think Owen's so-called bodyguard would have such a weak stomach. You gotta toughen up there, buddy. Nothing makes you feel more alive than a wild motorcycle ride. I'm kind of feeling the opposite of alive right now. You need life to live life on the edge. Breathing that adrenaline and danger. Smells like dead pedestrians. I grumbled and lifted my head from the trash can. There were crowds of visitors around us being herded about by the teachers and students. Samuel nervously followed my gaze, as if trying to spot Owen in the flood of people. You think the kid's gonna come out and greet us? Kinda doubt it, if I'm being honest. Owen's a bit of a chicken when it comes to this sort of thing. Samuel snorted in amusement. True enough. Come on, Adrian, let's get going. What? Why, if it isn't Samuel Clark? Woof! Mrs. Corliss suddenly came barreling down the street and crushed Samuel in a bone-cracking hug. Oh, dearie, it's so good to see you again, alive and well. Miss Corliss, you're breaking my back. Feels like centuries since you last attended my class. I see you've grown up quite a bit since. You finally got rid of that horrid haircut as well. It appears miracles are possible. It's a miracle he arrived at school in one piece. Oh, Adrian, I'm glad to see you home safe and sound as well. I suppose Samuel's driving skills haven't improved much these past 20 years. Miss C, my spine! I stared nonchalantly as Samuel twitched lifelessly in Mrs. Corliss's vice grip. Karma never looked so sweet. It was surprising how easily such a tiny old lady could manhandle someone twice her size. Mrs. Corliss finally finished her hug as Samuel collapsed onto the floor like a sack of potatoes. His legs twitched like a squished bug as he struggled to stand. Nice to see you too, Mrs. C. You haven't changed a bit. And that I'm still an old lady who is single-handedly keeping the Gerania art department afloat. I meant you're still as youthful as ever. Sorry about the art department, though. You deserve a raise. Mrs. Corliss laughed and patted Samuel on the cheek. Keep the flattery coming, dear. Lord knows I'll need it. By the way, how's Owen doing? I was looking forward to meeting him today. Miss Corliss snorted with the expression of someone who's been babysitting for too long. I blinked curiously as she dug a phone out of her pocket. It was holding an ongoing call. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon, YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!